Before I learned this, it was very frustrating to me. I couldn't find that big innovative business idea, that big opportunity, or what I thought I needed to be successful. I felt helpless. Once upon a time, there lived a man called Joe. He's not poor, but he's far from being wealthy. His neighbor Tom, on the other hand, is one of the wealthiest people in town, running one of the biggest grocery stores. Every morning, when Joe goes to work, he would bump into Tom, who's coming back from his morning routine run. Joe will think to himself, sure, Tom can afford to live such comfortable life. He has such a big business running. I bet his parents were rich and had better opportunities than I had. He probably had a better start. Then one day, when he passed by Tom's house after a long and challenging day at work, he made a wish. Dear God, if you are out there, please, I wish if only I can be like Tom, rich and wealthy. The next day when he woke up, God answered his prayers. Joe and Tom switched lives. Suddenly, Joe became the richest man in town, while poor Tom now is living Joe's old life. Finally, Joe is living that comfortable, wealthy life that he always dreamed about. Many of you have probably heard of this story before. The story ends with Tom rebuilding his wealth and becoming one of the wealthiest men in town again, while Joe went broke and once again lived an average life like before. We know the moral of the story is to tell us that being wealthy is not sheer luck, but there are work that needs to be put into building wealth and maintaining it. But what is this work? What needs to be put in if we want to be successful? Is it building a successful business? Is it investing my money? Is it earning more? What is it? And sometimes these ideas of what we need to do to be successful is so big and so out of our reach at this current moment. And does that mean that we will never be able to make it in life? Well, before I learned this, it was very frustrating to me. I couldn't find that big innovative business idea, that big opportunity, or what I thought I needed to be successful. I felt helpless. And then one day, it struck me, start small. Instead of spending all my effort trying to find big ideas or opportunity, just focus on the present. Me, building my character. After all, many stories have told us that character is vital to building wealth. So what builds character? It is said that your thoughts become words and words become action. Action becomes habit, habit becomes character, and character becomes destiny. To put it simply, if you want to be wealthy and successful, it's important to start with having the right thoughts, right communication, and right action. Then repeat it until it becomes a habit. I like that because that is something I can control. I don't need to wait for that big idea, that big opportunity, or to meet the right person to help me. This is something that I can start. Something that I can start right now wherever I am. So the first habit I started building was the habit of reading. Charlie Munger, one of the greatest investor and self-made millionaire, once said this: in my whole life, I've known no wise people who didn't read all the time. None. Zero. To be wealthy, you need to read more. Elon Musk used to read 10 hours a day. Bill Gates reads 50 books a year. And Warren Buffett would read 600 to 1,000 pages in a single day early in his investment career. Reading book helps you to expand your mind. For example, reading autobiography of successful people helps you to learn what makes successful people successful and the mistakes that they've made along the way. More than that, reading develops your focus, concentration, and patience. The second habit, delayed gratification. In order to be wealthy, you need to develop the ability to resist immediate rewards in order to gain greater rewards later. The famous marshmallow test by Stanford University pointed out that people who are able to practice patience tend to be more successful in life. This habit was especially hard for me to build, and it is still. I want it, and I want it now. And God knows how many times in the past I've got into trouble because of this. If I practice more delayed gratification early in my life, I believe I could have much more in savings. So one little practice I do now is when I want to buy something, I will wait for a week before making a decision to purchase it. And in that week, I'll talk to at least 3 people and ask them their opinion of that purchase. Often, after waiting a week and talking to people, I will either change my mind or maybe find a cheaper option to my problem. Yes, it's nice to YOLO and do whatever that feels good at the moment, but that is often what's stopping us from being wealthy. Now, the third habit is exploring new income streams. We were probably told that taking a salary and working for people is the safest route. But the truth is, it's actually a huge risk. Yes, by doing this, you're completely at the mercy of your employer. What if tomorrow your employer decides that the company isn't doing well and now you have to take a 50% pay cut, or even worse, you're forced to resign?
The fact is that you and I are sitting here today because this will be your last week of employment at this company.
Well, we are not saying that you have to be an entrepreneur. What we are saying is that it's important that you start looking at alternative ways to bringing in money. Maybe you are good at teaching. Why not start a tuition class over the weekend with a few students? Maybe you're talented in cooking. You can start selling food or even do a YouTube channel teaching people how to cook like you. Perhaps you feel that you don't have any particular skill or talent, but you have some money saved up. So why not learn to invest in stocks and real estate and gain some passive income from dividends? A study was done amongst millionaires, and it was found that majority of them have at least 5 sources of income. So if you want to be wealthy, you need to start entertaining the idea and start exploring. Be open to new ideas and look out for opportunities. Well, these are just some of the habits that can help us to build character that attract wealth. There are many more out there, but these are a good start for many of us. And it will take time for us to work on this habit, and it may be really difficult to start, but it gets easier and the rewards are certainly worth it. Even if one day you don't end up as a millionaire, building good habits and character will help you to live a better life and have better relationship. And that in itself is being wealthy.